Okay, great. We're live. It's been quite a week for me and my team. We're getting ready for everything 2023. We're getting ready for Love from the Other Side. I want to welcome you to today's live transmission. Thanks so much for all of your beautiful comments and feedback from our live calls last week. We're also getting ready today for our next live mentorship class for our Sophia Circle Leadership Certification Program. Today's class is dedicated to Green Tara. So I am wearing my Green Tara mala today for class, which I designed. I love saying my mantras with this mala. It's also extremely stylish, a beautiful addition to any outfit. And how are you all doing out there? I'm so excited for this Mercury retrograde to be coming to a close. I literally had one of my computers explode over the weekend. And so I'm trying to get all of my new technology to talk to each other. Has anyone else had this experience over this past Mercury retrograde? It's been a doozy for me. But what I have found over this past Mercury retrograde is that I have had these exceptional conversations with people in my life, people that I work with, friendships, and different kinds of partnerships. It's been extraordinary to witness the beautiful life review that has occurred during this Mercury retrograde. And part of that review for me individually has been having this conversation with you about Love from the Other Side, our upcoming event that's going to be happening live and in person in Scottsdale, Arizona. And, I just want to reiterate how deeply touched I've been by reading your questions, reading your comments and feedback, taking in your process in the live chat during these YouTube live transmissions. And I want to thank you for your honesty. I want to thank you for being a part of my Mercury retrograde journey of life review and, letting go of what no longer serves to welcome in that very clear and sovereign space of what's here to serve this next chapter, this next business quarter, and in preparation for 2023. We have some really exciting announcements coming up on Friday. You don't want to miss that. I'm going to be making a very special announcement on our prayer collective call. We're moving the Heaven on Earth prayer collective call for the month of October to this Friday. And it's, as usual, will be happening over Zoom. Please subscribe to our mailing list. Reach out to us at my website, kaia.com, to get on that list for the Heaven on Earth Prayer Collective that's happening this Friday. Because the following weekend, we're going to be doing Love from the Other Side, and we're going to be with our Sophia Circle leaders and our first ever VIP Equine Leadership Training Immersive. So it's going to be a very full weekend for me next weekend, and that's why we're moving our prayer collective to this Friday. So anyways, I wanted to share two things. I'm going to go and find, there was two questions and comments that came in to the YouTube studio from last week, and I wanted to address them with you. Feel free to introduce yourself, say hi to one another in the chat. As I've shared, going live at the exact same time has been really challenging the past few weeks. So always be sure to click that bell to receive a notification when we go live, along with subscribing to the channel. So let's see, I want to go over this one. So remember when Nia Whitehorse and I did a jewelry Q&A last week? You can watch that video replay here on my channel. And we were sharing about our latest jewelry creation, the Ankh of Initiation. And there was this beautiful comment that I really wanted to answer. It really moved my heart. This question that came in from one of our community members named Unicorn. And what I love about Unicorn's name is like Nia and I both love unicorns. So it was kind of perfect that you wrote this question in. And it was actually about her Mary Magdalene pendant, even though we were talking about the Ankh of Initiation that day. And this individual writes in, I really loved my Mary Magdalene pendant, and I wore it almost every day. Sadly, I have lost it, and I have not been able to locate it. There is so much power and meaning behind each of your jewelry pieces. So it makes me wonder, was it not meant for me? I sometimes wonder if I am not worthy of wearing it. I love your jewelry. Thank you. Again, I just want to share like how touched I am by the authenticity and the transparency of your comments, your reflections, and your questions. It means the world to me that you feel safe enough to ask me these questions, to share your true feelings that come up for you, to not be afraid to ask these, for feedback like this, because this is how we grow together. It's not by hiding if we feel unworthy or ashamed of something. It's by naming it and claiming it, getting it out there so that we can address it and we could talk about it. So what I love about this, that this question is connected to the Mary Magdalene pendant, which is honestly one of our best sellers. It's so powerful. It's one of my most favorite designs. There was even a miracle that happened while we were designing this pendant. And of course, you can find that on my website at kaiara.com under the Mary Magdalene Jewelry Collection. So Unicorn, what I want to share with you is that the irony of this is that Mary Magdalene, along with Isis, because of course, Mary Magdalene was a high priestess of Isis, she is the ultimate mentor for guiding us to the belief systems that keep us trapped in time loops of unworthiness, that keep us frozen in trauma and memories that would cause us to stay in a wounded belief system that would keep us from knowing how worthy we are of this jewelry, of these teachings, of the mentorship of these ascended masters, of the Sophia Code. And I have to be honest, it's like we've had over the course of the past 7 years, it's a pretty consistent theme, is that the light workers that are drawn to the Sophia Code struggle with unworthiness. And what's so mind-blowing to me about this is that the light workers that are drawn to the Sophia Code are extraordinary and exceptional individuals. I don't think there's anyone that I've ever met at an event or in a class that I haven't in some way been, in awe of, because they're extremely gifted, talented healers, leaders, teachers, creators that are a part of our international community. Now, with that said, one thing that I've consistently seen is that no matter how talented they are, they often do not acknowledge how gifted and talented they are. And so there's this separation between the gifts, the talents, the beauty of their offering, and identifying their worthiness just as a soul outside of what they're doing, but also the blessing of their offering as, as light workers. So I just want to encourage this individual and all of us to remember the practice when we do not feel worthy of something from this platform or any spiritual tool or practice, that is the moment to bring your hands to your heart and say, I love you. It's okay that you feel unworthy, but I'm here to remind you of the truth that you are unconditionally loved and blessed by God at all times. Whatever you call God, you could say Sophia, or your favorite divine feminine ascended master like Mary Magdalene. And then the second step is, say if you want to mentor with Mary Magdalene about this subject matter, the second step is to welcome Mary Magdalene to help mentor you, to help you stay connected to your higher self, your higher self consciousness that already knows how profoundly worthy you are of all the blessings and all the prosperity and all the goodness in your life, and far beyond probably what is even in your conceptual reality, your ability to imagine what you are worthy of. And so inviting Mary Magdalene's support and mentorship around this topic can be as simple as, Mary Magdalene, thank you so much for showing me and guiding me and supporting me and how to love myself better, how to make clear and sober choices, how to choose the belief systems that I want to believe in, that uplift my self-love practice, that uplift my cellular divine knowing of how worthy I am to receive the goodness and the blessings of my life. And I just want to, thank you again for inspiring this conversation. And I pray that you find that pendant. Please reach out to us and let us know what unfolds with that. But when those moments happen, I've noticed that when people lose a piece of the jewelry, that means a lot to them. It means that the jewelry has been supporting your ability to recognize a pattern such as unworthiness. And so the disappearance of it highlights that soul lesson. It's saying, let's be present to this. Let's no longer ignore this. Let's stay sober to the healing of worthiness, of returning back to the truth of how worthy you are, because you are holy, you are divine, you are whole, WHOLE, in and of yourself. There's nothing that you don't deserve or are worthy of, because the way Sophia sees you is an aspect of herself. So if Sophia herself wanted to cover you in jewelry, like, that can be a big yes for you, to start to act as an access point, an anchor point to, and just like the Magdalene pendant, anchoring in new beliefs of worthiness. So I hope that's helpful. And there was one other comment I wanted to read about love from the other side, which again is our next live in-person only event in Scottsdale, Arizona. It's going to be at this beautiful venue. I'm actually really excited to channel there. And as I shared my inspiration for this event last week, with every day that we get closer to this event, I'm becoming more and more expanded in the depth of quantum healing that's going to unfold for our community, as well as the spiritual training that's going to be unfolding for our community during this live in-person event. There isn't any event that I ever create that's not geared towards the collective evolution of our community. Of course, it's always designed to inspire your individual empowerment, your sovereign spiritual empowerment. But I was pondering this event actually over the weekend, and I was like, no, this is so important for our community. And here's why. Here's how it's connected to all the other events of this year, the 2022 Dragon Ride. There are so many people that are waking up right now that are going to be coming to Lightworkers just like you. And they're going to need to have very clear and transparent, grounded dialogues, conversations that share with them the truth of Sophia's unconditional divine love with their loved ones transitioning to the other side, how much their divine purpose could be interwoven with loved ones on the other side. There's going to be a mass awakening happening, and it already is happening due to the highly polarized, contracted state of the world that we're experiencing right now. And yes, there's been an enormous amount of unnecessary deaths that have occurred over the past 2 years. And so it's important as a light worker to be prepared to have those conversations with who God is sending to you to receive the healing light, the compassionate witness, perhaps even the leadership that you offer, for them to know that they have an ally and a deeper understanding of what's unfolding in their individual reality and what's unfolding in the collective reality. That's a big part of love from the other side. It's an evolutionary leap where our community is saying we're willing to own that we're psychic and intuitive. We're willing to become sovereign in our leadership. We're willing to say what others won't say. We're willing to embody divine will over free will. And yes, in this event, what we're saying is we're willing to pull back the curtains of reality and discover how eternal and multidimensional reality really is, and how eternal and invincible the soul really is. That's a message the world needs at this time. It's a message of grace. It's a message of unconditional divine love that's going to bring an enormous amount of healing to this world. So a big part of the mission for Love from the Other Side is a global mission. Of course, it's to help individuals connect with their loved ones on the other side, but there's a caveat to that. We're looking at individuals who have divine purposes interwoven with their loved ones on the other side. And as we know, everyone's individual divine purpose is connected to our global mission. We're all here to interface and interweave with one another's leadership and light work. And so it's this event points to that this conversation about death and the afterlife and what happens with the soul in its journey across time and space, we need to begin the process of, honestly releasing all of these dogmatic belief systems that are keeping people frozen in fear. And a big part of this event is going to offer some very important tools for us to explore how to become empowered as we interface with the spirit world, and how to feel empowered as you are creating a deeper heart connection between your heart chakra and that rainbow bridge connection to the soul of the loved ones on the other side of reality. So I just wanted to share this one comment. I thought this was such a beautiful comment. There's so many beautiful comments in these videos. It's hard to choose just one or two, but I don't know if I'm pronouncing this name correctly, but I believe it's Odile. And Odile wrote in saying, I just want to share that after I listened to your transmission about love from the other side over these past few days, I started to reinforce my connection with my grandmother who passed away last year. Our connection has always been so sacred to me, and I have no words to describe what happened over these past few days between myself and her soul. I still need time to integrate, but I am feeling so grateful for this teaching on love from the other side. I feel there is still more to come, and my gratitude is unlimited. Thank you so much, Kaia. Thank you, Odile. It is so amazing to read your comments and learn about your grandmother and the sacred connection that you have already established between your heart and the soul of your grandmother. This is like a beautiful embodied statement about what can happen when we actively take the time to honor our ancestors, to honor those loved ones that are ready to serve side by side with us, and to magnify that conversation where it can start to have a deeper impact on the success of our day-to-day life. So thank you again for writing in, Odile. How's everyone doing in the chat? I just want to check in before I close. I got to get ready for our Sophia Circle Leadership Class 3 with Green Tara. Oh, everybody's looking good. David is sharing, this is a conversation that is so desperately needed right now. Thank you, Kaia. You're welcome, David. Cynthia is sharing that she's already been receiving some surprising and powerful connections with her ancestors. It is already opening doors of great potential, and how thankful she feels about that. Oh, thank you for sharing that, Cynthia. Well, everyone, this has been such a special day. I'm going to do my best to be here live again with you tomorrow. Thanks again for tuning in. Please be sure to like this video and just subscribe to my channel. If you're new to my channel, there's a wealth of information here at Kaia Official, and we look forward to being with you live again here at Kaia Official. All my love to you. Namaste.